Welcome into another episode of Game Tape with Tony on Elite Prospects. As always, I'm your host, Tony Ferrari. Joining me today is Windsor Spitfires captain Liam Greentree. How you doing today, Liam?
I'm good.
Thank you for joining me. It's a transition year for the Spitfires this year after you guys were really competitive the last couple. What do you think has gone into that transition this year for you guys, and how do you think it's going?
Yeah, there's been a lot of adversity, so I think it's really important for our guys to just stay focused, and I think that's what we've been kind of doing, and I think, we're definitely set up to, become a better team.
Now you were recently named captain of the team. It's always interesting getting opinions of being a young captain in the OHL. What's changed for you?
Honestly, not a lot. I think something that I do really well is giving advice to my teammates and bringing them up when they're down, and I think I lead by example, and I think I've portrayed that well in my game.
Now, it's your draft year, but before we get to that, let's kind of rewind to where you got your start in hockey. Who got you into the game, and what age did you start?
Yeah, I think I started public skating with my mom when I was around 5 years old. And then I played a ton of road hockey with my brother and his friends growing up. I used to play goalie with them because he made me. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think it really grew my love for the game at a young age, and it's been a very fun career, I'd say, so far.
Now, you mentioned that your brother used to make you play goalie. Was there any thought to playing goalie in your actual hockey career when you got on the ice?
I mean, yeah, but I never did because it's really expensive to play a goalie, and I think I was a little bit better at playing out forward, so I think I just stuck with that.
Now, you've been one of the top OHL producers all season. What's been the biggest step you think in your game from last year?
I think definitely my speed and my pace of the game. Last year I think it was a little bit below average, and I worked on that very hard this summer. A lot of strength training went into that, and I think it's gotten a lot better throughout the season.
Now, you just competed at the OH or CHL Top Prospects game. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was super cool. It was definitely, a little bit different than what I'm used to, a lot of interviews and a lot of that. But I think, it's very important to kind of be excited for all that stuff and not nervous. And I think that's what I was, and it was a really cool experience, and that'll last with me forever.
Now you've played in the OHL for a couple of years now. You played internationally a little bit. Who has been a player that was maybe the toughest competition you faced so far?
I think someone I played with a while ago in minor hockey, a guy named Zane Perek. He's a great he's a great player. He's a well known name, and he's tough to play against. He's really deceptive, and he does a lot for his game, and he's a great player.
Now, this is your NHL draft year, so looking ahead a little bit, is there a guy in the NHL that you kind of model your game after?
Yeah, I would say someone like Jamie Benn. He's a big guy, power forward. I think he gets under other teams' skin a little bit, and he can definitely put the puck in the net too.
Now, is there a player that you look forward to playing up against? Maybe a guy that you really enjoyed watching growing up, or someone that you think that would just be a fun player to experience playing up against?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at NHL guys I grew up watching was obviously like Sidney Crosby, and then, Nathan McKinnon, and, all those guys. So I think if I did get the luxury of getting some shifts in the NHL, I think, those guys would definitely be, some really cool competition.
All right, let's jump into some game tape here. The first clip I have for you, it's a really nice play by you. The Windsor team is always such a fun team to watch because while it can be a little chaotic, you have guys like yourself who are really responsible. You'll go to the point, kind of protect there, and then you're able to make plays like this off the blue line. So, what goes into that aspect of your game?
I think, one of my biggest um, strengths to my game is my deception. And you can see there, I kind of use that. I fake the shot a little bit, and he bites on it. And that that creates space for the middle, and I just try to get the puck to the net, and it works out for me.
Now, like you said, you have that deception in your game. You seem to have the puck on your string at times in the OHL. What goes
Mm.
into that aspect of your game? Just understanding the spacing and where to place the puck.
Yeah, it's obviously a big part of hockey, puck management, and the entire game is about the hockey puck. That's something that is really important to keep in mind, and a lot of work goes into that. Staying on the ice after practice and working on stick handling and all that stuff, and I think I have a skilled hockey IQ that kind of complements that well.
Now, you are a bigger player. You play with some power. You play with a little bit of finesse. What's one area of your game that you think you really need to take a step on as you make your way towards the NHL?
Yeah, I think, as I said, my my pace and my speed has gotten a lot better, but I think I can take that to the next level as well. I think there's still a lot to be improved. And yeah, that's kind of the part of my game that, I'm working on the most here.
Now, this next play I have for you here, it's a fun play. You end up scoring a goal at the end. So just walk me through what you're seeing on the ice a little bit in a play like this.
Yeah, obviously there's a battle going on there, and I kind of see some space behind the defenseman, and what all gives me that a tape to tape pass. It was an amazing pass, and then I'm kind of going into the net, and my head's at the net, so I kind of try to make the D think I'm going to shoot, and then I just kind of cut to the middle, and I think I have a pretty good backhand. I'm very comfortable on it, so yeah, I just put it low blocker, and it worked out.
Now, the backhand shot, it's always really entertaining to me because I grew up in an era of Joe Sakic and Steve Yzerman and Paul Kariya using the backhand all the time, but it's
Yeah.
become a bit of a lost art. What do you do to kind of work on the backhand? Is it just taking shots in the summer or taking shots just to work on that?
I think I've always had a pretty good backhand shot growing up. I have a very straight curve, so that helps out very very nicely. But I think the most problem, like the biggest problem I have with it is just the power. So I think I did a lot of strength training in the summer, especially forearms, and that kind of makes it more stronger and accurate.
Now, you mentioned that you're always kind of working on the pacing of your game and where to be in a position. You do a really good job here of making a really nice play in the neutral zone. After the puck's given away here, you're able to kind of intercept that pass and then make a great slip pass to the front of the net. Your vision's become something really, really enviable to watch this year. I think last year you were a bit more of a goal scorer. This year you've really brought that playmaking element out of your game. What's gone into that factor?
I think you know vision of the ice is definitely a skill, and I think it's one of my most prominent features, especially leading up to this draft, and it's only gotten better. I think just playing the game and knowing who you play with, and understanding how teams work, and I think it all goes into that. I kind of cut off that pass there, and I kind of figure I beat two guys. The other defense was cheating, and I knew my teammate was in for a breakaway, so I just kind of had to put it on a stick.
Now, I'm in Windsor as well, so I see you play quite a bit. I see you play with Ryan Abraham a lot, especially recently. What's it been like having a guy like that kind of give you some wisdom during this draft year of yours?
Yeah, he's a great player. He's been around the league for a long time, and he's definitely helped me a lot through these last couple of years. And I built a very strong relationship with Abraham, and he's a great teammate. He's a great person.
Now, is there a guy on your team that you think doesn't get enough credit, maybe deserves a little bit more love, whether he's a draft eligible this year or maybe he's one of the veterans that haven't gotten an NHL contract yet?
Yeah, I think a guy for me would be Cole Davis. It's his draft year, and he's a little bit of a smaller guy, but he's a great guy, and he works really hard. He's a smaller guy, but I think he plays like he's at least 6 foot. He hits, he battles hard, so a guy like that is definitely like a crucial part of a winning team, and that's I got to give credit to him.
All right, this next clip here I have for you. It's you guys up against Erie in these crazy jerseys that they have
Yeah.
going on in this game. But again, it's just you kind of always seem to have the ability to make the right play at the right time. And this play shows just the power in your game, fighting off a defender despite being completely mauled. Probably should have been a penalty, but you guys ended up scoring here anyways. So, what goes into this aspect of your game where you are able to just control your body while also maintaining that ability to stay on your feet while being attacked like this, essentially?
Yeah, that's I gotta credit that to the summer. I worked out, a lot this summer. It's a big year for me, so um yeah, I kind of just stay on my feet here, and obviously I can't shoot the pucks, and I know Abraham's there for a one-timer, so yeah, I just kind of try to find him, and it was a good pass, and it was in the back of the net.
Now, obviously, it's hard to work on a play like this in practice and whatnot. But what goes into the kind of play where you are able to make something out of nothing, make something out of a play where you are in a bit of an awkward body position?
Yeah, obviously those happen a lot in hockey. Hockey's it's an unpredictable game. You don't know what's going to happen out there. So, I think for me, one of my biggest things is I have a very good like reaction time, and I think that reacting to plays and making a good play is a strength of mine.
All right, this next clip I have for you is another goal you scored. And it's just your ability to kind of fake one way, go to the other side, and work your way right to the middle of the ice, where at the end of the day, that's where all the action happens. You do a good job of kind of generating some speed with some crossovers as you get to the middle of the ice, and great shot there. What goes into a play like this where you are on the outside and you're trying to work your way to the inside?
Yeah, so I won the battle there, and I kind of draw those two guys with me, and then I kind of fake the pass to Eichler there going down the wall. So then I have a little bit of space and time. So, I think for me, when I'm coming down on this defenseman, I kind of know that he can't really see, that the my teammate to the right. So I kind of fake him out there, cut to the middle, and then I just try to get it off as fast as possible, and it worked out for me.
Now, the little head fakes, the little shoulder fakes that you do and you incorporate into your game, is that something that's naturally come to you, or is that more of something that you've learned over time playing in the OHL and playing against some of the best competition at your age group?
I think it's definitely something I've picked up coming into this league. I think deception's it can be so useful, obviously, and I think watching a guy like Maggio and these fast guys who are you can't tell what they're gonna do. Um, yeah, they've really helped me and shown me the path.
Now, this last clip I have for you, it's a really nice assist on your end of the thing. So just talk about this play here for me.
Yeah, so I kind of spin off that guy there, and then they give me some time and space, and I just grab the middle, and then I hear that's Pierre there that scores. I hear him just scream for the puck, and I figured I could just get it down there because I already beat, like I think three guys, so I figured he'd be all alone down there. So yeah, it just worked out, and that was a big win for us too.
Now, you've had a lot of guys traded. Pierre's the guy that's got sent out of town, but you've learned from all these veterans. On a play like this, is that communication that veterans are more known for and younger guys are getting used to something that you've kind of incorporated in your game more and more this year as well?
Yeah, obviously communication is a big part of hockey. Just knowing where guys are and knowing, what if they want the puck, if they don't want it and stuff like that. It's definitely a big part of the game. And I heard him, and that was kind of that.
Now you've played with a lot of veterans, especially last year. You mentioned Maggio. What's the difference between the team and the vibe around everything last year, where you guys were a really good team, you were a competitive member of that club, and you guys were pushing for an OHL title, versus this year, where, like I said, it is a bit more of a retool?
Yeah, obviously, last year there was a lot of experienced guys. I think, that kind of built our confidence too. We had an OA goalie, and I think we just had a lot of confidence last year. We had Maggio, who was debatably the best player in the league last year, um, and so coming into this year, it's a little tough, but the guys I think have gotten a lot better, and I think we've been continuing to get better. We've won the last two out of our three games, and I think it's only we can go up from here.
Now, you had the chance to pull on the Hlinka Gretzky tournament jersey, pull on the Team Canada jersey this summer. What was that experience like for you, and what did it mean to be able to put on a Team Canada jersey?
Yeah, obviously that was a really cool experience. I think one of my biggest motivators was I didn't make the U17 team, and at first I wasn't too upset about it, and then I watched World Juniors, and what wearing that leaf, it seems it's a really cool thing, and so making U18s and getting that call was a big really big thing for me, so I was super grateful to be there and represent Canada.
Now, you mentioned the World Junior team. You watched it this year. Obviously, didn't go the way Canada wanted, but do you have hopes and kind of plans to make the team next year? Is that one of your goals?
Yeah, for sure. It's a tournament that I think it's a memorial tournament, and it's a big thing, and I would definitely love to play there. It'd be super cool for sure.
Now, you been paying much attention to the draft coverage? This is your draft year. I know some guys paid a ton of attention, some guys keep it all out.
I try to keep it out as much as possible. I think going into the rink every day, I just kind of focus on what I need to do and what I need to do to get better. So I think that kind of helps me with the year and the draft year. So every day is the same, and I have this same mindset going through the entire year.
All right, this is the last hockey question I have for you. When you talk to an NHL scout this year, I'm sure you've talked to them already and you'll talk to them into the future. When they ask you, why should we draft you? What's your answer going to be?
I think my answer is going to be because I love the game of hockey, and I'll never quit, and it's a passion, and I'm ready for the next level.
All right, now let's get away from hockey and let's start with if you weren't playing hockey, what would your career path be?
I would probably stay near the game and study something like kinesiology and go into how the body works and stuff like that, so I could be an athletic therapist for a hockey team.
All right, now if you could put yourself in any fictional universe, whether it's Star Wars or Marvel or any movie or TV series, which movie or TV series would you want to live in?
Um, oh, I think I'd have to go with Marvel.
That's a good
Superhero,
one.
maybe have a superpower. That'd be pretty cool.
What would your superpower choice be?
Of choice, gotta go with like super strength or flight or something like that. One of the
Yeah,
original. Yeah.
that's a good one. Now, if you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would that be?
That would probably be I would say someone like Einstein, who's just, obviously a genius. One of my ancestors, definitely. And then probably like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's an interesting trio, but
Yeah.
I like it there. Do you have any hidden talents?
Um, Not really. I want to learn guitar, but not great at it.
You're a little busy right now during the hockey
Yeah,
season,
yeah,
anyways, eh?
exactly.
What kind of music are you listening to?
I kind of listen to a little bit of everything. I enjoy all music, to be honest.
Now, do you have a guilty pleasure song, something that either you do or you don't listen to with the boys, and maybe you just kind of listen to on the way to the rink or something?
I think that would probably be my pregame playlist. There's a lot of songs in there that kind of get me going that I just kind of keep to myself.
Can you give us one or two?
Um, I probably can. Um, Here, wait. I'd gotta look though. I'd have to look.
All right, take a look.
Okay, here we go. All right, I'm Still Standing by Elton John is one.
It's a
That's one
good
of them.
one.
Yeah, and then Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones is also one.
So it's a good mix there. It's a good
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have a movie or a TV series that you can recommend before we get out of here?
Yeah, if you haven't watched Whiplash, it's a great movie. It's a
That's a
great
good
movie.
one.
Yeah.
All right, Liam, I really appreciate you doing this. It was a lot of fun breaking down some tape and getting to know you a little bit on and off the ice.
Yeah, thank you for having me.